It's an exciting day in the markets. What will likely be the hottest IPO of the year is scheduled to begin trading today. That's Wednesday, April the 14th. The company, of course, being Coinbase. Now, Coinbase is set to begin trading on the NASDAQ exchange under the ticker symbol COIN, that's COIN, at a reference price of $250 per share. I call it a reference price and not an IPO price because Coinbase is taking their company public in a little bit differently. See, through a traditional IPO or initial public offering, an investment bank like Goldman Sachs sets the price based on expectations of that stock, accumulates a bunch of shares, they get in at preferred prices, and it begins trading at a set price. But Coinbase is doing something known as a direct listing, where the shares are simply dumped onto the market. It is up to participants, meaning investors like you or I, to set the price based on our buy and sell orders. Now, at that $250 per share price, that gives Coinbase a fully diluted value or market cap at around $63 billion, but I think that value will jump to over $100 billion easily in the first few days. So be prepared to see Coinbase potentially double from the $250 reference price very, very quickly. You see, we all know that crypto has been one of the hottest areas of the market in the last 18 months, and Coinbase is the most dominant player in that space. They're essentially an online brokerage platform to buy and sell Ethereum and Bitcoin and over a dozen other cryptocurrencies. Now, their revenue ballooned over 800% in the first quarter, and they're now claiming they have more than 59 million verified users. Now, unlike brokerage houses, which now mostly have zero commission trades, but even in the past several years have had maybe $6, $7 brokerage fees, the fees on Coinbase are much higher as it is a newer market and participants are less likely to shop around for lower commission trades. So they are able to generate much higher revenues, meaning more profits on an equal amount of trading volume. Now, I expect this stock to be very hot among retail traders, especially the Reddit crowd, those that fueled the drives up in GME and AMC and a handful of other meme stocks. So look for significant volatility out of Coinbase. Even once the stock settles out somewhere for the next few weeks, as the market kind of finds somewhat agreed upon value for it, we could still see significant volatility similar to what we see in cryptocurrencies. If you look at the trading volume in cryptocurrencies, how much it is just skyrocketed higher as Bitcoin went from 6,000 to 60,000. On the other side of that coin, no pun intended, if the bottom falls out on cryptocurrencies, they lose 50, 60, 70% of their value. You could see volume dry up very quickly. One of the hottest stocks in the market could quickly become very cold. So trade this one very cautiously. Try not to get caught up in the hype. And if the volatility is more than you can stomach, there is absolutely no shame in sitting this one out. Now, I run a service called the Insider Report. We identify stocks being bought up by those on the inside, the CEO, the CFO, the chairman of the board, folks who know that company best and are often privy to private, non-public information about their companies. And one of our biggest sources of gains comes from earnings announcements. You see, who's going to know what that earnings number is better than the chief financial officer, the guy who literally filled out the earnings report himself. So if he's loading the boat on the stock in his own account with his own money before the announcement comes out, odds are pretty good that it's going to be a strong number. And we've made a lot of money by simply following this pattern. Now, we're at the very early stages of earnings season. I want you guys to get in on the next quarter of winners. Following these types of signals has got us into stocks like Matador Resources, where we're up over 600% on the stock in just 12 months. We're up 218% on Residio Technologies, 289% on Liquidity Services, 187% on Cardalytics, 145% on a pharmaceutical company called Tracon, 118% in just a couple of months on a little-known stock called Vox International, and the list goes on and on and on, and I don't want you guys to miss the next pick. So go ahead right now, click the link below this video, learn about how we follow insider trading, how we pick our stocks, how we identify those pre-breakout stocks being bought heavily by those on the inside, and how you can take advantage of this lucrative strategy.